Iceland, an island born of fire and ice. White glaciers, black beaches and green meadows, like something from another world. A land of geysers, waterfalls and volcanoes. Reykjavik is set amid a fascinating landscape, a metropolis on the outermost edge of civilization, boom town and the world's northernmost capital. The spire of the Hallgrímskirkja rises above the city centre, a mighty building that was 40 years in construction. Its spacious interior and tall, slender basalt columns that are reminiscent of Gothic design can seat a congregation of 1,200. In front of the church, there is a statue of Leifur Eiríksson, who discovered the New World about 500 years before Columbus. The city's Tjörnin Lake and its park is situated in the heart of the city, an oasis of silence that is famous for its many birds. On a small hill is the Catholic Kristkirkja, that was once the city's largest church, even though only 1% of Icelanders are actually Roman Catholic. Built above a hot water collection tank on the 61-metre-high Öskjulia Hill, the huge glass cupola of Perlan is a symbol of Icelandic architecture. This landmark symbolises a new future for the city. From here, hot water from between 70 to 2,000 metre deep boreholes is collected and distributed throughout Reykjavik. In the botanical garden, there are around 5,000 Icelandic plants, and next to it, there is a small zoo that features the island's wildlife. While wandering through the botanical garden, it's easy to forget one's geographical location, the extreme north of Europe. The old town extends between the harbour and Tjörnin. Its old houses and lanes are unlike the medieval city centres of other European capitals. It is only within the last 100 years that the small harbour has grown into a metropolis, but the island would not be complete without its capital and the gateway to Iceland. Iceland's first settler, Ingólfur Arnarson, named it Smoking Bay. In the days of the Danish trading monopoly between 1602 and 1855, the harbour was far busier than it is today. It was the island's most important trading centre. During a short round trip across the harbour, we learn of some more interesting facts. Reykjavik is a constantly growing modern city full of pulsating life. More than 170,000 people live in the capital, in front of whose gates huge whales demonstrate their swimming skills. Iceland is the most extraordinary country in Europe and was the last one to be settled in. A little outside the city is an attraction that is a meeting place for one and all. The Blue Lagoon, the largest bathtub in the world. Clouds of steam rise up into the air. This mineral water, with a temperature of 40 degrees centigrade within a milky-blue pool, has been proven to possess healing qualities, a geothermic natural wonder. The 5,000 square metre lagoon is situated in a lava field and is supplied with hot water from a depth of 2,000 metres. Southeast of it is Hveragerdi, that is set within an idyllic valley. Because of its protected location and numerous thermal springs, in 1929 a garden city originated here. Within its many greenhouses grow vegetables, southern fruits and exotic flowers. The small, hardy and patient Icelandic horses are perfectly adapted to life in the north and are content with its natural pastures. And everywhere white steam comes out of reach of the fishers of the barren landscape. Amid the historic Pingvellir Plains, once the location of ancient gatherings and where justice was administered, is the Öxararfoss Waterfall. Here, the island's oldest man-made device was used to supply the region with drinking water. Geologists estimate that this geyser has been active for nearly 10,000 years, and the nearby Skogar is around the same age. Clouds of water vapour announce its frequent eruptions. Geyser means hot spring, a name now commonly associated with this natural phenomenon. Huge jets of boiling water are frequently hurled up into the air. But it hasn't always been so. For many years, it was only with the addition of soap that led to the eruption of water, but since the island's last earthquake, everything has returned to normal. The entire island is of volcanic origin. 65 million years ago, the Earth's crust between Greenland and Scandinavia tore apart. Magma gushed out and shot high into the sky. After 50 million years, the subsequently cold mountains pushed through the surface of the sea. Iceland was born, but the young island has never been able to relax. The explosive Hveragerdi crater is one of the most beautiful of its kind. In the shape of an amphitheatre, shining in all the bright colours of nature. Iceland is subject to many volcanic eruptions. It is known that there are around 250 eruptions that last for several months or even years. Sulphurous mud springs and steam holes are directly connected with volcanoes. One of Iceland's most beautiful waterfalls is Gullfoss, the golden waterfall that highlights its name whenever the light is suitable. Here, a glacial river plunges down 31 metres in 2 stages into a several kilometre long canyon. Gigantic masses of water roar down into the depths. Here there's no scarcity of water, and the frequent transformation between frost and thaw intensifies the torrent. This is a display of the primeval power of water, and rainbows rise from the mist in a mystical and glorious way. The river took more than 10,000 years to break through Iceland's powerful combination of geology and frozen terrain. On the almost sheer mountain slopes of the Eyjafjallajökull Glacier, there are numerous impressive waterfalls. The water of the Seljalandsfoss plunges down 40 metres into what is tantamount to a large basin. Only a small outlet winds its way through the green meadows. The rugged landscape is beautiful and fascinating, an incomparable paradise of natural splendour. On the southern tip of Iceland is the small village of Skogar. A few tiny houses or peat houses and a small church were built on this stormy southern coastline. Their interiors are comfortably furnished, and the privately owned Homeland Museum gives a good insight into the daily life of bygone times. Large stones support the wooden sides of the houses, the roofs and remaining walls of which are protected by a covering of grass-covered earth. In this area, is one of the island's most gigantic and highest waterfalls, the Skogafoss. It rages 60 meters into the depths below. The mist above the water cloaks the sight on this mighty natural wonder, whose water thunders down across the cliffs of the ancient shoreline with awesome power. Here the water winds through the green landscape prior to arriving at the edge of the rocks from where it descends, spectacularly and relentlessly. Because of its waterfalls, Iceland contains much unused sources of energy. But these extra resources have not yet been exploited, as there is a plentiful supply of natural steam and hot water for today's islanders. The untamed power of natural forces and the magical atmosphere of the landscape make this remote land totally unique. Geysers is Iceland's 110-metre high southern cape, with its characteristic rock gateway and lighthouse located just off the breathtaking coast. Here there are puffins, living symbols of the island. Despite almost constant storms, the colourful birds have managed to find secure nesting places among the rocks. Their domain is on the upper edges of the slopes that are also the nesting places of herring gulls. Several other bird species are also to be found here. The cliffs and rock ledges provide natural protection and make it possible for tens of thousands of seabirds to nest here, and also many insect varieties. The coastal plants are characterized by their compatibility with salt. Moss, lichen, and striking pink paint the rugged coastline with captivatingly contrasting colors. Volcanoes, hot springs and strange formations of lava frequently dominate this intriguing landscape, a world of natural wonder in the northern seas. At 700 square kilometers, the Mýrdalsjökull is Iceland's fourth largest glacier. Beneath its layers of ice, there is a dormant volcano. In the early days of the island's first settlement, 17 eruptions took place, which gave rise to incredible floods of water and mud, along with icebergs that crashed down from the glacier. These mud floods are far more dangerous than the slower flows of lava. They completely transform large areas of the landscape and cover everything with mud and stone. This island of fire and water remains frozen during its short summers, and more than a tenth of it is covered by eternal ice. The small coastal picturesque village of Vik, with its few houses and around 300 inhabitants, is located in a valley close to a bay. The mystical-looking rocks seem to protect this place that has the most rainfall in what is an already rainy region, and above which the rain clouds are often alive with both thunder and lightning. The villagers survive from trade and agriculture. There's a fish factory, but no harbour. The island's shortest glacier river flows out of the 160-metre deep Jokulsarlon lake and travels only 1,500 metres into the sea. The large glacier and the icebergs that float on the lake are an impressive sight. The colours are magnificent and include many shades of blue. The road that is situated at the mouth of the wild glacial river has a marvellous view across the lake and its all-pervasive eternal ice. Snow-white and blue-green icebergs dominate the endless landscape. A miraculous world on the glacial lake whose natural beauty is born of ice. This is where the ice never melts, and is also the location of Europe's largest glacier, the Vatnajökull. Its strength and size form this incredible landscape. However, the Earth's warming and environmental pollution have made their mark here. The glacier has become smaller and left moraines of debris and dirt. But the water of the molten snow and ice is clean and crystal clear. A small rill flows constantly from glacier's tongue and finds its way down to the glacial lake below. In November 1996, the Loki volcano that is situated in the centre of the glacier erupted, resulting in gigantic masses of water that flowed down into the valley. Bizarre ice formations give the landscape a mystical appearance, and images of ghosts, elves and trolls almost spring to life. In 1974, The 100-year-old fishing village of Höfn was transformed when a new ring road in the south of Iceland connected it with Reykjavik. The small harbour and its colourful boats are picture postcard perfect. The constantly expanding village exists on trade as well as the fishing industry. Tourism plays an increasingly important role for its 1,800 inhabitants. From here, there are tours to the Glacier and boat trips to Jokulsarlon. Despite tourism, the streets are relatively empty, and the village has an isolated atmosphere. Next to the harbour, there's a modern monument dedicated to seafarers and fishermen. Strange figures and 3 pillars emphasize the fact that the sea rules the lives of these people. Sediment forces its way inland to the bay and is constantly carried along by the torrential force of the Vatnajökull and several other small glaciers. In the western part of the island, the earth trembles, water bubbles and flames erupt. But in the wilderness of the east, all is calm. Egilsstaðir is the centre of the eastern region that lies at a secure distance from the tectonic turbulences beneath the Earth's crust. But the east of the island is cold even in summer. One of the youngest cities in Iceland is the arrival point for those who travel to the island by ferryboat. For the nearby farms, Egilsstaðir is a centre of commerce and shopping, surrounded by green fields and meadows whose colours are quite amazing. The Vikings were the first to settle on this island 1,300 years ago, in search of freedom and a better life. In the north is Europe's largest waterfall, the Dettifoss, a gigantic natural wonder whose waters plunge down with unbelievable power. Although the masses of water fall only 44 meters, they are often compared with North America's Niagara Falls. Fine drops of water create a mist that makes it impossible to see the depths below. Each second, 200 cubic meters of water vanish into the wide open mouth of nature. At the bottom of the huge waterfall, it's easy to see the water as it winds its way through the narrow rock walls in search of its secret destination. To add to the glorious view, there's often a double rainbow that appears within the mist of water that rises from the depths. Only a few kilometers away is Hveragerdi, an imposing waterfall that was created by a gigantic earth slide. A huge pool awaits the roaring masses of water of the glacial Jokulsarlon river that divides into several waterfalls. The river winds its way tranquilly through the low-lying landscape. The earth boils. Yellow bubbles of mud emit steam that smells of sulphur. Bubbling and hissing interrupt the silence. Next, Namaskard. Continuing in an easterly direction, there is the smell of the Solfatara field. For centuries, this was the source of sulphur that was used in Europe for the production of gunpowder. Today, it's mainly a tourist attraction. Everywhere, smoke and hardly any sign of life. This was how the Vikings found this island, more than 2/3 of which were completely desolate. Innumerable hissing fissures emit steam that bubbles and boils all around. The mud basins are up to 100 degrees centigrade, and the thinner surface areas constantly release the Earth's inner heat. The atmosphere of this primeval region is like something from another planet, bizarre and totally unlike anywhere else on Earth. Adjacent to the Solfatara field, the road forks to one of the most active volcanic areas in the world, the Krafla. It is named after the 818-metre-high Palagonite height. Here, warning signs and boundaries have been erected. The increasing flux of tourists has made this necessary. This is where one can observe Earth's internal power. In this volcanic landscape, the forces of the Earth's interior compete with the survival qualities of the vegetation. Moss covers the cold lava, and both plants and blossoms shine out in beautiful splendor from the desolate surroundings. The surface of this crater, Viti, that means hell, is covered with blue-green water that shines unnaturally in the light of the white nights of summer, when the sun never sets. A geothermic power station utilizes the energy from within the earth. Due to the heat, the surface water is transformed into steam that is likewise converted to electricity. The calm Mývatn Lake, that is beautifully divided by a few islands, has a rather majestic quality. The Icelanders were right to name it the Lake of Midges. The glimmering green peaks of the fairy tale-like volcano landscape are almost surreal. And in summer, millions of midges infest the lake. They serve as food for the many birds that live on the lake, where many varieties of duck make it a paradise for ornithologists. The surroundings of the lake are one of the island's most geologically interesting areas. Volcanoes dating back to the Ice Age and more recent lava fields dominate the landscape. The climb up to the Hveragerdi crater that is located in the north is quite arduous. A narrow path leads up to its 150-meter high perimeter. The crater's terrain is that of a huge stone desert, dusty and remote. Nevertheless, there are those who have arranged to record their names and messages of love here, as though it is the most beautiful place on earth. Everywhere, there are devices that have been designed to harness the energy from within the earth. An economical priority, and also protection for the environment. The church in the tiny village of Reykjavik is associated with a remarkable story. Here, in 1725, the earth opened up. During the Mývatn fire, 5 fields of lava covered the area, but the church miraculously remained intact. The lava that resulted at this time also formed the small craters that are close to Skogafoss and the lava sculptures of Dimmuborgir. The strange lava figures reach a height of up to 40 meters and have created a limitless world of fantasy. Thus, Glacial gives the impression of being a door within a wall. And further mystical possibilities arise from these dark hills and caves, this realm of ghostly beings. Who built these towers, cathedrals, bridges, walls and dungeons? A scientific explanation answers the question. Obstacles block the lava at different points from where it cooled down. The Skjálfandafljót that originates on the southern edge of the Vatnajökull on its way to the northern sea creates the waterfall of the gods, the Godafoss. In the year 1000 AD, the god Porgeir, who had returned from the Alping, the Christian region, threw his heathen symbols into the waterfall. Rocks divide the approaching masses of water into several sections, through which the cascades of the waterfall appear even larger. Raging torrents race into the depths, amid a primeval landscape of overgrown green lava fields that surround the abyss. The wide outlet that carries the huge mass of water makes its way steadily through the lava rocks of the primeval canyon toward the sea. Hveragerdi is the largest city in the northeast of Iceland, and translated means House Bay, an attractive harbour city in a beautiful location. Its 2,500 inhabitants live mainly from fishing, and also from the commercial whale observation boats that embark from here during the summer months. The city's first houses were built by the Swede Garda Svavarsson in the year 860 as he wintered here on his way to the Scottish Hebrides. The city above the harbour is dominated by a two-storey high wooden church and its tower that was built in 1907 by the local inhabitants. The modest altar is decorated with one painting and two old candlesticks, a place of contemplation and deep faith. Both the church and its furnishings are built of Norwegian wood and decorated with beautiful carvings that create a unique ambience. Of special note is the wooden Bible, whose pages consist of wood with carved text. Wood craftsman Johan Björnsson even created the door handles from wood and carved out the name of the church. The town's small, attractive houses are in good condition. Its few streets are spotless and almost noiseless, as there is little traffic here. The small island in front of the bay is used as a nesting place by puffins and fulmars because it is calm and few people who travel go there. The north of the island is very beautiful. Each July, there are only around 28 millimeters of rainfall in the large bay of the Riviera below the Arctic Circle. And the garden town of Akureyri is equivalent to the Saint-Tropez of the north. Its attractive location, along with the efforts of the local community, created this most beautiful town. It has a close resemblance to the Hallgrímskirkja church in Reykjavik. They shared the same architect. The windows of the church contain illustrations of the history of Iceland. European standards and a good infrastructure have made Akureyri into a lively town, with a pedestrian area, shopping street and many cultural events. Numerous well-preserved wooden houses that date back to the first Danish settlers alternate with stone buildings and villas amid gardens dating back to the early part of the 20th century. Next, our final destination, the old Icelandic museum village of Glaumbayr, and buildings that were divided and covered with thick layers of turf. The walls of the small houses consist of wood, and grass was grown on the roofs, the roots of which give them added strength. The interiors are made of wood, and there are many examples of the tools that were used in bygone times. Heating was provided by turf or dried sheep's dung. These traditional grass houses were, until the 19th century, typical of those in Iceland, and the island's farms consisted of several buildings that were built in close proximity to each other. The sleeping rooms were divided into cabins, and two people shared each bed, the women beneath the windows and the men on the opposite side. Even today, the Icelanders are proud to speak the language of the Vikings, but they don't live in the past. Rugged and hearty, but always creative. In addition to the fishing industry, sheep breeding is also a natural resource, thanks to the abundance of herbs on the island that grow right up to the glaciers and whose natural qualities can be tasted in both milk and meat. Small horses roam freely and natural forces play games with both rocks and ice, and sometimes mountain goblins tease the descendants of the Vikings. Iceland is a fascinating world of water, fire and ice, full of breathtaking beauty and overwhelming contrast, one of the last natural paradises on Earth.